If I had a market for selling feet pics, I would do it in an instant.
I will say the biggest fumble the bag moment of my life was 2022. That year, I started posting more kettlebell content, oftentimes shoeless, shirtless, in a yoga studio. And I gained thousands of gentlemen followers.
Aha!
And these gentlemen are very complimentary.
Welcome to the Coach 'em Up podcast. My name is Tim Riley. I'm not joined with Zach Zillner today. He's off, being the head strength coach of a D1 men's basketball team or whatever. We're happy for him, not jealous at all. There are two types of people on planet Earth. There are subscribers. We love you guys. There are non-subscribers. We also love you guys. But in the way a parent who loves their child, who just can't get out of their own way and is constantly in trouble and a perennial letdown, loves that child. Let me level with you. You don't have to keep living this way. You can do the right thing. You can join the winning side, subscribe, like, share, send this to someone who doesn't even know what the fuck, with no context. Send it in the work group chat. Spread the wealth, and we'll appreciate it. By subscribing, you keep the show free. It helps us out. It does nothing to you negatively. You'll just get notifications every time we drop wonderful episodes with the kind of guest that I have today, Clifton Harski. Clifton, brother.
Yes, sir.
It's nice to finally meet in person.
I know.
We've had an ongoing, as you said off camera, flirtation, courtship.
Yes.
And I also mentioned, so I have mono currently. I've had it for many weeks now, as it turns out. I'm on the upswing, but all this flirtation and we're not going to be able to kiss. It's a real bummer.
It really is. Especially because I had grown my mustache extra long for you. And when you said we couldn't kiss, I was like, I'm not even going to shave this goatee then.
Yeah. Ruined.
Yeah.
The show's ruined. So look, man, I know who you are. I've been following you for a long time, and I was going on and on about how great I think you are before we started. So for the people who don't know who you are, what you do, what you're about, give us your background. How'd you get into fitness and into coaching? What has your career looked like? And all the way up to this point, what you're doing in Austin. And then we're just going to rip.
All right. Well, I started out as a wee lad that was playing basketball.
Yes.
And I was a skinny little bitch.
Yeah. So relatable.
Graduated high school at 100.
Shout out to all my skinny little bitches, because I know some of you motherfuckers listening can relate to that.
And you still see yourself as a skinny bitch?
Forever.
Forever skinny.
The moment I got my first bicep pump, the body dysmorphia, I was ruined forever.
100%, because it was never big enough. In case I forget to say it, because I'm sure we'll talk functional at some point.
Sure.
But do you know what the real function of the bicep is?
No.
To be as big as possible.
That is the only answer.
Yeah, that's
incredible.
That's what matters.
It is.
So being a skinny bitch, playing sports, specifically basketball being the favorite sport, you got to be able to bump and fight. And I was just wanted to dunk on people.
Yeah.
And being bigger and stronger is useful for that.
It is very.
So I started lifting, honestly, 15, 16 years old and didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Until I was 19. I graduated at 17. So, but went to school for kinesiology, exercise science, was training people in the gym because I'm the goofy white boy that can dunk.
Yep.
Nickname Cable Guy because my headband and short shorts.
Epic, dude.
Yeah, that was fun until every person in the Southern California, San Diego scene thought my name was Chip because Chip is the name of Cable Guy. And it sounds like Cliff. And at first I thought they were just really good with nicknames.
Right.
They just were disrespecting me. Sons of bitches.
It was just the inside joke you were on the outside of.
Yeah, Chip, baby.
Hell yeah, Chip, dude.
And then I saw him at the club. They're like, Chip. I'm like, no. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, damn it. This is my name now to them. Yes.
But yeah, so, exercise science, training people. I managed at Trader Joe's though for 5 or 6 years, because you were presented with this option of, while I was in school, do you want to manage, make more money? I said, yeah, let's do that. But while I did that, I was still training people. I had my own business doing boot camps, running people through.
Jesus, you were busy, man.
I was very busy. I also went to the club regularly.
Yeah.
I was incredibly busy.
Yeah.
And eventually 2009 came around. I'm 27. They threatened to give me my own store, be in charge. And I said, great, I quit.
Yeah. Too much responsibility.
Well, no, I can't wear a fucking Hawaiian shirt that many hours. Like I didn't have the belly, and I was too young for that lifestyle.
Yeah.
If it had been now, 43.
Not enough chest hair, not enough gut for the Hawaiian shirt.
Right?
Yes.
You can't commit to a Hawaiian shirt full time at that point.
I get that.
So I quit, and I decided to go, let's do full-time fitness. And that was gather up all the certifications. I interned at Todd Durkin's place. I did nutrition certs, all sorts of stuff. Like went all in on my boot camp. And then the thing that really changed things for me personally, career-wise, is I went to an event called Move Naturally.
Okay.
This is in 2010. It was in West Virginia, 5 days. And the guy's name was Erwan LaCour. I used to live in Austin. And it was all about barefoot training and like training outdoors and being adaptable and like, hey, that's cool. You can do a pull up, but can you climb a fucking tree? And it was overly romantic to be actually useful.
Sure.
But it was very interesting and it drew a really cool crowd. And for me personally, it ended up, I got the opportunity to travel and teach. So in 2011 to 2012, I taught 88 workshops across the US and internationally, where I would show up to a city like Austin on Friday night, sleep, wake up, go to a random park outdoors, and then for 8 hours, take people through
Strangers.
Yeah. Personal trainers, enthusiasts, physical therapists.
Randoms.
All over the place.
Yep.
Here, homeless people would jump in.
That's the most Austin thing ever.
Actually happened in Austin, Santa Monica, and Colorado Springs.
Those are the places, actually, that would happen, most likely.
So this guy, you didn't pay.
Yeah.
And in that
Excuse me, sir, he growls. You're like, you're right.
See, he's adaptable. That's what we're talking
this
about.
This guy gets it.
Doesn't even need a shelter. Totally fine. Could use some nutrition advice, but hey.
Yes.
But so that was really cool because it exposed me to all sorts of people across the country and let me at least not embarrass myself enough to, when I left in 2012, due to a couple injuries, I left and basically I was a free agent on the waiver wire, and I got picked up by a company called Kettlebell Athletics and another company called Animal Flow. So Kettlebell Athletics obviously teaches kettlebells. It was the in-house certification for Equinox.
Oh.
And then Animal Flow, I talked to them, and
because that's like, Equinox's whole ethos still is today, is it's the priority is on functionality.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. They have their own internal education system called EFTI. I don't actually know what the FTI stands for anymore. Education Functional Training Institute, I think.
Sure.
Equinox Functional Training Institute.
Okay.
So it's right there. And then, and they had their internal stuff highly dependent on the FMS, Viper, but those are just things that they did a lot of. They did all sorts of stuff to the point where they would have different speakers at different parts of the country all over the place. And to this day, I think they had the best corporate internal education system, and it kind of died with COVID.
Oh,
just because, their people weren't working. Like, how do you invest the dollars? It's understandable.
Sure. Makes sense. Yep.
But it has yet to come back industry-wide, not just Equinox.
Wow.
Industry-wide education is tougher these days.
Wow.
But I was doing Kettlebell Athletics, doing Animal Flow, Spartan Group, obstacle course racing specializations, asked me to teach a couple of their courses. I assisted a couple FMSs. And then I started this company called Fitwall, which was a bougie-ass group fitness, like semi-private small group training.
Got it.
And we grew to 7 locations in 4 states.
Damn, man.
Built our own heart rate monitoring system, video assisted coaching library, and everything was pretty cool. So I got a lot of experience with that. I've done personal training out of a big box briefly. Done online training back in 2010 to 2012 when I was traveling and teaching. Great way to get clients. And now I work for a company called Pain Free Performance Specialist Certification. Another long name.
Very long.
PPSC is the shortened version. And now it just sounds like I'm stuttering. And I started full time with that in 2020.
Yeah.
And since then, we've been running 100 plus live certifications a year.
Wow.
Every year. And we do that across multiple certifications.
That's monumental.
It's a lot. I'm really confident in saying over the last 5 years, our company's run the most live education events of anybody in the industry.
That is insane, man. It's just jumps out to me immediately is the amount of educating you've done over multiple different, ideologies, philosophies, emphasizers. Yeah, that's what it is. We're trainers here, okay? Yeah. It's not no English majors.
I heard size. I was like 8 to 12 reps.
Exactly.
I think that's what it means.
So you've got this incredibly impressive library of experience working with people, and I don't because I've done group train. I've done all the things. I've helped facilitate certifications. You don't know until you're in that position what it's really like to take a group of people you've never met and the spectrum of people you get over the course of a day or a weekend and try and leave them with some new understandings of movement or knowledge. I mean, it is a wild experience. The different kinds of people you get, the skill set required to be able to facilitate at a high level and meet all of those different people where they're at.
Yeah.
And to do it for as many years if you've done it, dude, it's incredibly impressive.
Thank you. It's been lucky to be able to have that opportunity. Now, lucky is being able to take advantage of opportunities. So I don't want to be too humble here. But,
sure.
very engaging. Over enough time when I beat them down until they give up and they're like, all right, these dad jokes are okay. It's been really, really cool. And being able to do it across different education systems is pretty useful, actually, in working with more people, more varied people. Because I still teach group training at a Lifetime in St. Louis, Missouri. Because if I didn't still do the shit that I'm teaching people, I would feel like a fraud.
Yeah.
And you can tell when educators have not done what they're teaching for years because they start to say wild shit that you're like, that isn't going to actually work.
That doesn't add up.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
You're now just hypothesizing about what might actually happen. And I think you see it, I think you even see it with people that only do one type of training. So they're only online, or they're only with bodybuilders, or they're only training fitness coaches, or they're only training sedentary people. They start to deliver their advice based on the one avatar they work with and think it applies to others. And it just doesn't, right? Like you got to adjust that. That should sound obvious, but.
Well, I mean, you're spot on. That's precisely what happens. I talk about the importance of walking the walk all the time. Because at some point, if you aren't doing the thing, you're going to be confronted with scenarios, situations that are frankly outside of your scope of experience. And the only thing that you have left to present is theory, hypothesis. And like, that's not to say it's like you're never going to have the experience for everything all the time in every scenario and every situation. But the wider the variability, the more expansive the scope of that experience, the more likely you're going to be able, more likely, not necessarily the case, the more likely you're going to be able to propose something that's more pragmatic or sensible as the case may be. Which brings me to the first thing I want to talk about with you. You, in the years I've been following you, you do such a wonderful job. First of all, your content is hilarious. If you guys don't follow Clifton, follow him because he is genuinely fucking funny and entirely authentic, which again, another character trait about you I really appreciate. But you do a masterful job of being able to sort of suss out the blind spots of these different pockets of the fitness umbrella that seem to exist. And even you do a wonderful job of being able to point out, like, you know, the inconsistencies or maybe some of the blind spots of the own avenues that you like to spend your time in, which is also such a breath of fresh air to just have someone who's like pretty based, like you just kind of get it. Yeah. And I can't help but wonder if that is partially kind of in your nature, but also too, how much of that has been cultivated and curated over all the years you've had of training different people in different modalities and having this large expansive. And then also too, what I've found has happened, and maybe you can relate to this, and then I'll let you speak on it. What happens is, like, the more time you spend coaching different philosophies or different ways of thinking, the more you're able to connect the dots around what are the consistent themes that make those things successful.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah. So one of the things I always try to point out to people is I go, I'm not interested in the unique weird shit of any system or tool or methodology. I'm interested in the through lines of all of them. So what is true about kettlebell training, barbell training, mace bell, body weight, TRX, blah, 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 blah. Oh, everybody's doing some sort of squat. Everyone's doing some sort of hinge, like the real basic stuff. And we go, now we're
just your basic stuff.
Your basic stuff, guys. We're just moving. We're just moving. So whatever the through lines are, I'm like, that's the really big piece. And then the rest kind of is like your interest. What are you interested in and what do you enjoy? And that's so basic to think about and it's almost boring, but man, we're real dickheads. We're real condescending dickheads in the industry. I used to start a lot of my certifications with saying I had the best start to a fitness career that you could possibly hope for. And that is that I did not work as a fitness professional for 6 years. And I was a fitness consumer for 6 years. And I would just do experiments where I would do nothing but Bikram yoga for 8 weeks because you could do a free week at a bunch of different studios. And I was like, and my test for fitness has historically, up till about 5 years ago, had always been, do I feel better on the basketball court?
Yeah.
If I feel better, and it's qualitative, if I feel better on the basketball court, then I think it's a success. Right? So I would do 8 weeks of yoga, 8 weeks of Pilates, 8 weeks of CrossFit. That doesn't work well for basketball. You're just too tired.
Yeah, you're beat up.
Yoga doesn't work well. You feel lack of explosive. And you're dehydrated because you're sweating too fucking much.
It's so hot.
It's so uncomfortable. Anyway, so I would do all these tests and I think that gave me an appreciation. I was like, hey, look, I was still like in shape this entire time. So I can understand how this all works and what fell off. So what did I lose? What did I gain? One of the tenets in the cert I taught this weekend, I'm like, I don't want you guys to be a parrot after this weekend, after any cert. Please don't just blindly regurgitate information you learn. You should be able to look at everything you do and go, why might this be beneficial? And where is the drawback? Potential drawback. Everything.
There's so many things in there you said that I want to follow up on. The first thing being is, like, if the goal, and the goal is for most people, by the way, just to be generally fit, look a way that you feel confident in looking and live a longer, healthier, more capable life.
Yeah.
Right. How important is just being interested in the thing that you're doing, right? I mean,
man, it's the most important. It's like, this is the big disconnect for so many of us fitness nerds is we like fitnessing.
Yes.
So we get off on 3 sets of 8 of a bicep pump, and other people don't necessarily get off or enjoy that. They look at it as a thing they have to do, another to-do on their shitty to-do list.
Got to check the box to get to the girlfriend or whatever.
That's it. They feel guilty. Like you know, anytime we meet anybody at any social event, they're like, oh, I got to be in the gym more. I'm like, I don't even know what your name is. Like, why are you apologizing to me?
That is the wildest thing I've noticed. I get these random voluntary confessions by strangers, like in the airport. Someone be like, you must lift weights. And I'm like, yes, ma'am, I do. They're like, God, I just haven't been able to clean my diet up. Yeah. I've been falling off bad. Yeah, I have. And I can't even remember the last time I walked into a gym, but I'm going to get back. I am. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. Okay. I have to go, but you have a wonderful day. You're going to do great.
Man,
that shit happens all the time.
Without fail.
It's like this Freudian sort of like,
you having bicep veins makes people feel guilty about their own decisions. It's so. I'm like, do I need to wear a long sleeve?
Susan, if you only knew that this is never good enough.
You're happier than I am.
Yeah, trust me, Susan. Yeah, it does get darker. Yeah. So to your point, though, it's we do this thing in our space where people they find something they love or something that's impacted them, and it becomes the only way of looking at things, right? And to your point, what I've noticed is like there are some like basic consistencies surrounding training in general, where it's like if you're doing those things, it probably doesn't matter what you're doing to accomplish that, as long as you're accomplishing the thing. With the asterisk being you're not trying to position yourself to be a D1 football player or a physique competitor, right? Because it's like as you start to niche down on whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, there needs to be a more specific focus as to what it is you're trying to accomplish. But just generally speaking, it feels like if your effort's really high,
yeah,
and if you're really consistent and you don't eat like an asshole, you're probably going to be pretty fit.
Yep.
Right?
It's pretty simple. That's what sucks for people is they're like, okay, no, but tell me what the real answer is.
No. Come on. Like, what do you do? That's my favorite. It's like, you like must eat like really good. It's like, no. Nope. You just watched me eat half a family size bag of chips before this.
Yeah, you didn't breathe.
I didn't. I was so hungry. Can you tell the life is coming back into my body?
Yeah, it was impressive.
Yeah, dude.
You got to have at least 3 roof of the mouth injuries from those chips.
My tongue is torn up right now. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. I might as well have been eating raw Captain Crunch. My mouth is obliterated. Those chips were delicious. I mean, what can I say?
Yeah.
They were delicious. To that point, about this idea of how and I hate to repeat this because it's such a cliche, but how tribal things get, because they do. It is what it is. What are some of the big tribes that you see, and what are some of their blind spots?
All right, so the biggest tribes, right? You got bodybuilder physiques.
Yep.
Who cannot suss out the difference between their priority being physique, specifically hypertrophy, and other people just wanting to enjoy themselves and be a little healthier.
That's literally the best take I've ever heard.
It's fucking wild. Why would you ever do that broad jump? You're not going to get bigger.
I'm sorry. If you think that's going to grow your quads, you're wrong.
Why would you swing that kettlebell? That's not hypertrophy for the bicep.
Yeah. You need to know that is an inadequate return on your investment as a hypertrophy stimulus. It's like, motherfucker, no one said it. What are we talking about?
Yeah. Do you yell that at people running? No, you're like, oh, they're running. That makes sense. And so I think that, for them, they just hate themselves more even than I do.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Shout out self-hate, dude.
Yeah. Which I think is coming back. And I don't know if you're into this, but I have an idea I've been sitting on for a while. 2 ideas. Let me share them with you.
Please.
I'm taking investors. New gym chain, Shame Fit.
Shame Fit.
Make shaming great again.
Make shaming the priority again.
That's it.
You walk in, it's like, look at you fat slob, Susan. God damn it. You haven't been here in 3 days. What the fuck is wrong with you? Go see your trainer right now.
On the intake form, and this actually goes into the diet, part of this, the diet app's going to be using AI, is do you respond best to berating shame or I see that you wore your fat pants today? where it's just kind of like undercutting.
Passive
aggressive shame.
Yes,
yeah. We might even be able to get like a mother-in-law avatar on the diet.
Yes. Yeah. Mother-in-law AI.
Second plate, huh? I think we got.
Wow, you seem to really be enjoying those sweet potatoes, huh? Those candied yams.
Yeah. Have you taken a breath during that bag of chips?
Yeah. The roof of your mouth must be in shambles.
Was there ketchup or are you bleeding?
Not a bad idea. Someone would invest.
I think there's a market for it.
Listen, in Austin, Texas, people will invest in anything if you're confident enough. I've seen it 10,000 times. So
yeah, we just need to get one of these nerds that are living on the streets, and
yes,
they'll code it for me.
Well, yeah, 100%.
/ winky face. I think that's it. Yeah. Where were we before the greatest?
Oh, the shame fit.
Before shame fit.
We were going through
the tribalism.
So we got through hypertrophy, and then we did what I knew you and I were going to do, is we just had a lot of fun with it. So after hypertrophy, the inability to look at anything other than whether or not this is going to be an effective stimulus for hypertrophy, because why would anyone else train for anything else on planet Earth?
You're just wasting your time if you don't.
Yeah, moron.
So those people oftentimes either have never worked with actual human beings, especially human beings that make up the largest proportion of who pays for fitness, which is over 40-year-olds.
Yeah.
They have moved past the point of really worrying about hypertrophy, and they just don't want to hurt. They want to move better. They might want to play with their kids.
Yep.
They just don't want to have diabetes. These people they train for, it's a dirty word, longevity.
Yeah.
And longevity has this negative connotation in the younger, condescending S&C community. They're like, oh, you mean training's soft? Like you're fear-mongering training hard? I'm like, no. Longevity is training as hard as you fucking can.
Yeah.
But also include some other qualities that make you not feel beat up.
Yeah. Not training as hard as you can to the precise extent that it is not impeding your ability to enjoy your day-to-day life.
Yeah, and it's always a wild situation. Now, I get to be in the fitness industry. I get to be part of the older crowd now.
Yeah.
It used to be I was not the oldest guy, and now I teach the certs, and oftentimes I'm the oldest person in the room, mad because they don't get my Happy Gilmore and Zoolander references.
Yeah, right. My references are outdated now.
You sons of bitches, go home and watch these classics. I can't make this all in your hips jokes because you don't get them.
Right.
Bitches. And then, so that's the bodybuilding. Next community that I think I'm pretty well-to-do to speak about is kettlebells, which
totally
on all the trendiness is very high up there. It's actually, I was mocking myself in kettlebell community because it was like dance fitness, Pilates, yoga, kettlebells, group fitness. It was all the women's fitness stuff.
Yeah.
And so you look at it and you're like, oh, kettlebells are just chick fitness. And that's how a lot of the S&C bros behave.
Yes. And even hypertrophy, the hypertrophy crowd, it does feel like kettlebells get a unwarranted amount of side-eye disdain and hate in general.
It does, but it is absolutely warranted because the kettlebell community, we do it to ourselves.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. There are figures that I've unfollowed or unmuted or come across on the For You page, and it's like you get halfway through the caption, you're like, you suck. Yeah, you're just an insufferable person. Why?
Yeah, man. As soon as you start, you lose credibility when you start overstating the value of things.
Yeah,
it's not enough to be like, these worked for getting stronger, and you can put on some muscle. Instead of, this is the greatest thing that has ever happened to the world.
Literally, they're the bestest functional training tool on planet Earth, and it's the only way you should train. And if you don't, you're going to be locked up and you're going to die early because cancer.
I was a quadriplegic before I started working with kettlebells, and now I can fly.
Yes, exactly.
It's just overly exaggerated nonsense, and I understand.
Why do you think that happens?
I think it's because what a very common avatar of people that start training with kettlebells are hardcore fitnessing people, S&C people, bodybuilders, barbell stuff, who accumulate a long time and they get injured.
Yeah. Because they're doing the same shit over.
They're doing the same shit over and over, but just like they get hurt, they get stiff, they get injured. Maybe their training could have been better. Maybe some people just don't do well with other tools. Like, just how it goes. And then they find the kettlebell and that all goes away because maybe because they're not training quite as heavy.
Yep.
Maybe because the bell does allow you to move through more space and they start moving fast again.
Yeah.
Instead of grinding everything, they enjoy it a little bit more.
To that point, I do find that there seems to be and at the risk of sounding woo-woo, a bit of a flow state, a rhythmic component to kettlebell training that is actually very enjoyable.
Yeah, it really is. It's the kettlebell, and as much as I like to mock flow, like I taught for animal flow, so I get to mock it.
Yes, you do.
I can mock whatever I want if I've done it.
Yep,
right?
agreed.
If you don't do it, then you're a dickhead.
Yeah, exactly.
You might be right. You're still a dickhead.
That's not the point. Yeah.
And so, yeah, to your point, like the flow, I just call it dancing with the bell.
Yeah.
And like in our education, we talk about how there's a benefit of dancing with the bell, which is an element of reactivity in training. There's not a lot of training out there where you are actually having to react and adapt what you're doing to the load. You know, like you're doing a pec deck. Are you reacting to anything? Like, does the trainer be like, ready, set, pec deck?
Right, exactly.
And you run over there?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. Like, that's not reactive. Okay, barbell's a little more reactive.
Sure.
But not
an
really.
Olympic lift maybe so.
Olympic.
But even still, it's like it's pretty predetermined as to what's occurring here.
Yeah, and I go, you know, I like to speak with athleticism. Generally, when people talk about training, we train qualities: strength, power, hypertrophy, cardio, flexibility, and then maybe we get a little bit more athletic qualities like speed, elasticity. But there's more and more. There's coordination, there's rhythm, there's cadence, there's
100%.
timing, there's adaptability, there's reactivity. And reactivity to me is the peak athletic quality on a football field, right? That's why I will always be more impressed with Devin Hester returning his kickoffs for touchdowns while dodging giant, amazing superheroes trying to murder him.
Yeah.
Is more impressive than me than Usain Bolt's 100. Sorry to say it. Like, it's crazy how fast Usain and every sprinter is.
Sure.
But if you can be near that fast while changing direction, holding a ball that screws up your running cadence,
and
pay attention to 22
paid millionaires are trying to rip your head off,
that's way more impressive.
and be the best to ever have done it.
Yeah, it's more athletic. My definition of athletic, like I have my whole progression system is this: the BA system. Be able first, fundamentals, basics, sagittal, bilateral, whatever the hell you want to call it. Then progress to be athletic. And all that means to me is manage more shit, right? Offset load versus a even load.
Okay.
And then finally be adaptable. Can you actually pick up new skills, or are you so specialized that you have very limited options, which sucks?
Yeah.
So with the kettlebell, this fucker's swinging around. You put your hand in the wrong spot, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, that was to the left a little bit. There's more intraset variability with high speed moving objects than slower, more predictable. That's probably better for total movement skill. It's probably better, arguably, for resiliency because you expose more total tissue to different positions. But that's only true if you choose to train in different positions. And the kettlebell dogma people, they're just as bad as anybody. Like, this is the one way to do it.
Yep.
They're maybe worse than anybody.
Yeah, interesting.
But that's why I think kettlebells are cool. And so the fans, besides feeling better, to your point about the flow, is it becomes a physical skill challenge, and they get enamored with the idea of getting better at that skill.
Yes.
Can I make this smoother? Can I do this better? Can I flow from one thing to the next? It becomes like a dance.
Yep.
People will level that as a criticism to the shit I do, and I make fun of myself. I'm like, dancing with the bell again.
Right.
They level it as a critique, like they think it's a criticism. I go, it's absolutely kudos.
Yeah.
Because if I can take 100 pounds and dance with it, and you can strict lift 80, well, then I'm way fucking cooler than you.
Yeah.
That's really cool to me. It may not be to somebody else. I don't even care if it is cool to them. But the people that level that criticism so often are just the cliche, like overly aggro, overly bro, I'm just lifting more, get jacked.
Yeah.
Again, we don't care. I want to feel good.
This episode is brought to you by friend of the show, David Gray of David Gray Rehab, creator of the absolute game-changing foot, ankle, and Achilles program. To date, it's helped over 8,000 people, including Zach and myself, get back to running, jumping, and playing pain-free. This program isn't just for athletes, it's also been used by coaches and physios in the NFL, NBA, and Premier League, as well as every other major sport. And if that wasn't impressive enough, you can get the full program 15% off lifetime access when you click the link in the show notes and use code TIM at checkout. Zach, what's the best training app on the planet?
It has to be Train Heroic. Gone are the days of sending the old crusty PDF. Now we have a sleek new app.
It's easy to use. There's videos with descriptions. You get to track and log your weight, your reps. There's a community chat function. You can submit videos. You can get feedback.
How about the leaderboard, Tim?
I started using Train Heroic first as an athlete and someone who wanted to learn. Now I use it as a coach. Athletes and other coaches can go and be a part of my training community and get results.
Whether you're an athlete, coach, or just like to train, use the link in our description to find out how you can train on the best app in the world.
And join us on Train Heroic today. How old are you?
43.
43. This man's still dunking a basketball. Okay. When's the last time you did lower body training with anything other than a kettlebell?
So I incorporate lower body training. I do one strength day a week, and I hit the squat machine.
Yeah.
There's one specific squat machine.
Which one do you like?
The leaning forward one.
Yeah.
The chicks do the hinge on.
Yeah, I know exactly. It's like a monolith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that for some thirst trapping.
Here we go.
I got some gentleman fans on IG. I need to give them a little content. I don't send them feet pics, but
you should consider that. If I had a market for selling feet pics, I'm going to go on record right now. I would do it in an instant.
I will say the biggest fumble the bag moment of my life was 2022. That year, I started posting more kettlebell content, oftentimes shoeless, shirtless, in a yoga studio. And I gained thousands of gentlemen followers.
Aha!
And these gentlemen are...
You found your target audience.
Very complimentary. Very friendly. And let me tell you, do not open messages on IG from men you do not know. Dick pic 1, shame on me.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Yeah. Dick pic 2.
And after, shame on myself. Like, I fucked that up. Fool me once. What did George Bush say? Shame on you.
Yeah. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again.
Yeah. I kept getting fooled. God damn it. So yeah, I don't open them anymore, and I started training with shoes on and shirts on because
you got cyber sexual assaulted into wearing shoes.
I did. I got bullied. I got bullied by really nice guys.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So many offers. I was like,
so many.
Do I start an OnlyFans? Son, this is how I paid for your first car.
Yeah.
I put baby oil on my feet.
Yes, so much.
I have high arches, so I get it.
Yeah. It's all that functional training, dude.
That's what it is. But so other lifts, I love me a seated curl machine.
Yes.
I love a leg extension ISO, specifically one type where you kick into that fucker as hard as you can for 5 seconds and drop it and kick the other side. So you get this impact.
Ooh, I like that.
It's nasty. VMOs, they love it.
Old knees need that.
So those and a seated calf. That's my warm up. BFR, seated leg curl.
You've described. I mean, that's those are my leg days now. I'm hack squatting.
Yeah,
because I can load up more. I can go full send more. I don't have to worry about blowing out my back. Pause. You know what I mean? But actually,
yeah. I wanted to ask you this question.
Yep.
You don't worry about your back when you're training your athletes.
Yeah.
What muscles make them jump higher and run faster?
Their legs. Yeah.
Is it their back?
No.
What is the limiting factor in traditional barbell lifts for most people?
Listen, you're speaking my language. You're fucking low back.
And so I get those things will make people stronger.
Yep.
Up to a point when it becomes more of a construction man muscle workout.
Yep.
Than an athlete workout. And so, yeah, I think we're in the middle of that pendulum shift back.
I think so. I like to think that I've hopefully played some small part in that shift of trying to, but now I just know what's going to happen. I'm already seeing it on the outside fringes of like the hypertrophy space, where it's like stability maxing, and it's like, you know, they've got the seat belt and they've got half the stack, but it's only this range of motion, and it's like, this is the only most effective way to do something. I'm like, God damn it, please don't come for the performance space. But it's coming.
It is coming. And you'll hate it.
I will hate it.
I actually thought that was like
crying in the bathroom, just in the shower. It's like, what have I done?
You know what's wild is I didn't think that was like actually a real thing. I thought it was just blown out of proportion Instagram thing. But when I travel and go to big box gyms, I'm like,
you see it.
Oh, these skinny broccoli haired motherfuckers are actually in here strapping their shit to the thing.
Yeah, dude.
That's fucking crazy. I'm like, and I don't think you can do a set of 10 dips.
Yeah. Yes. So we're majoring in the minors here.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So look, okay, we've gotten through our hypertrophy boys, which by the way, love everybody here. We're just calling out some of the blind spots, and Cliff, I think, does a better job or as good a job as anybody at being able to do so in a way that isn't just for the sake of doing it. These are legitimate observations, right? And then we have the kettlebell that can get a little culty, right?
Kettle dorks.
Do what now?
Kettle dorks.
Kettle dorks.
That's what we are.
Yeah, you coined that.
Yeah, actually. I like it.
Yeah, that is
accurate.
So you have kettle dorks, right? And then what would be onto our next in the fitness buffet? Would you want to go the sports performance guy?
The sports performance guy? Okay, condescending sports performance guy.
Yeah.
If you want to be an athlete, just go play a sport.
Right.
That's the dumbest shit that I ever heard. You know why it's dumb? Because you're a 25-year-old single guy telling it to a 43-year-old dad.
Yes.
Who, if he decides to tell his wife that he's going to go play fucking basketball with the boys 2 nights a week, she's going to be like, you're going to leave me with the kids alone?
Dude, I'm not fucking kidding. When Kelly and I first started dating, I was playing flag football.
Yeah.
Okay. As I do, I got hurt.
Yeah.
Because I play every down. I'm out there acting like Tom Brady. It's actually unhinged. I'm chirping to people on the other team. I'm calling out my own teammates. I'm like, Emily, we were in a co-ed league. She sent me this passive aggressive text after a game. She'll never hear this, but it sent me this passive aggressive text. She's like, hey, I just want to remind you like that I'm glad we won, but like we all are here for fun to be involved, and I only got thrown the ball once. And I'm like, bet. So what did I do? The next game, I peppered this young woman with the ball, and she dropped many more than she caught. And I finally got to a place, and I'm hot. I said, if you're gonna ask for the ball, catch it. I did that. An adult man in a flag co-ed football league. Now, listen, that's not on her. That's on me. Okay?
I don't think you were in the wrong.
You know what? In the comment section of this episode, am I an asshole or was I in the wrong for letting her know that if she's going to request the ball, here's the scenario. You have a teammate. They're demanding to get the ball more. You give them an opportunity to get the ball more. They shit the bed entirely. Am I a prick given the circumstance that it was a co-ed flag football league for 30 and up, right? Did I react? Did I overreact? Yes or no? Did I overreact? Yes or no? That's the poll. Okay.
Can I have a follow-up poll?
Yes.
I want to know what people think is worse. That, if they think it's bad, I don't. Or when my wife moved to Southern California, she wanted to take up beach volleyball.
Okay.
Now, that
sounds fun.
I had scholarship offers for volleyball.
Oh.
I'm pretty good at volleyball.
I've fallen in love with volleyball.
It's really fun.
I coach all my daughters. I've fallen in love with it.
Me chasing basketball, huge mistake. I should have just done volleyball.
Because you can play that forever.
Yeah. And so she wanted to play twos with me in a league. And so we played once.
Uh-oh.
She had never done a ball sport.
Okay.
She's
a very, by the way, Cliff's wife, much like mine, my girlfriend and Kelly, she's a freak.
Yeah.
She's an athletic specimen. Kelly's the better athlete than me, for sure.
I'll go to random gyms and if they know me, they're like, your wife is a unit and a half. I go to events and people are way more excited to talk about my wife than talk to me.
It's so relatable.
Yeah. I'm like, You're not good for my ego.
Yeah, whatever, man.
But to put her in her place, she's like, I hit her the ball, perfect pass.
Yeah.
And she does the thing of people that haven't played ball sports. She like looks at the sun, starts blinking.
Yes.
Like she has a convulsion.
Yeah, some form of Tourette's. Shout out Tourette's.
So I made her do 6 months of volleyball lessons before I played with her.
Wow. Because I know the fury that one feels.
I was like, look, I just can't be out here for 40 minutes.
No.
I'm shagging your fucking shakes.
Listen. So to your point, this is how this matters because I'm going out here. I'm taking 2 hours out of my life. I've got a daughter. I've got a business. I've got all this stuff. It takes time to get there. We got to get warmed up. We got to play the game. I'm risking life and limb as far as I'm concerned. If I pop an Achilles out there, the depression spiral I'm going to go into, it will be unrivaled.
Yeah.
Right. And then I have you out here dropping passes.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what I mean? So Kelly said 2 things. She said, 1, I'm never playing a sport with you again. So that was full stop. And and then 2, she was like, also, if you ever get hurt, because she saw how I was playing, I'm out there diving for catches. I'm laying out. I'm diving for flags, hitting the ground hard, eating dirt. And she's like, if you get hurt again, do not ever ask me for help because I'm no longer a part of this. She was like, by the way, you being out there the way you acted was, she said, unacceptable. That's what she said. She said it was unacceptable. So anyway, I don't play co-ed sports anymore. I don't play pickup sports anymore because she's not wrong.
She's not wrong. Yeah. Coming all the way back to the condescending sports performance guy.
Yep.
Usually a young bro that says, if you want to train like an athlete or do athletic stuff,
just go be one.
Go play a sport. But to like you said, the risk of injury in true sport is very high.
It is.
And it's higher if you are an adult that hasn't been doing that shit.
It's the fucking highest.
And it's even higher.
It's high for me, and I'm about as prepared as a 35-year-old man could possibly be.
Absolutely. Because there's just so many variables. Mostly the other competitors.
100%, dude.
Because they're not nearly skilled enough.
No. We've got 3 or 4. Your wife's name's Amy, is it?
Yep.
We got 3 or 4 Amy's out there who've never played a ball sport.
Yeah.
Their depth perception, just not their strong suit when it comes to that stuff. They're flying into your legs. You're running into each other.
Oh, man. They're just not prepared for the superhero athleticism that you and I are exhibiting on the field of play. Or they're just dicks that are mad about losing. And then they foul the hell out of you.
Yes.
So I stopped playing basketball 5s in 22 after I couldn't walk because I have a big meniscal tear.
Yeah.
And it just got so aggravated. I was like, I can't risk this.
Yeah.
So I particularly am disdainful for the younger S&C, condescending.
Do you feel like the old man on the porch? It's like, just wait, you son of a bitch. Just wait. Give it 10 years, you motherfucker.
I actually Instagrammed a photo of me, my face on the grumpy old man poster.
You did?
Poster today. So yeah, that is me. And it's funny.
but to your point, there's a
we're all going to be there.
There's there is an understanding that can only be acquired by the passage of time.
Man, I did the same 15 years ago. I was saying the same things that the 15-year younger than I am is saying now.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a proper warm up. Just do some ramps.
Oh my God, I know.
The mobility is not important. You just do full range. Lifting heavy is not dangerous. Barbells don't make you stiff. All these things. And I was like, you're right, 100%. I'm with you. And then life happens, and you get older. Even if you're trying to do stuff, and I think I do pretty well with mobility and things like that.
For sure.
You just get stiffer.
Yeah. Period.
Anyway, so like that, where everyone's going to get there. You get the miles, and I guess end stage, we're all Mike Boyle.
Yeah. It's the inevitable march to Boyle.
That's the final boss.
Oh God, so good.
So here's the thing, and like I find myself disagreeing with Boyle less and less.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, to be perfectly fair, right, is a lot of decisions that somebody with his gym makes is a business decision. It's a
100%.
logical
He has a
decision.
system, and he's really got it fucking dialed.
Great results. So like, what are you going to do? Argue with this? Like, just because he does it differently?
Well, and that's why he can say he has the opinions that he has, and he can stand firm in them. It's like, yeah, no.
And look, I disagree with a significant amount.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean I disrespect somebody else's opinions.
Yes. Yep. That's a nuance that's getting harder and harder to come by. So we have the condescending superiority that does seep out of the performance space.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
You know, you work with the best athletes, you work with athletes in general. It's the pinnacle of human movement and performance. Therefore, what we know is better than you.
Meanwhile, when they buy their groceries from Trader Joe's, the cashier makes more money than them.
It's true.
It is.
Listen, we're going to relive the conversation we had on the couch.
Yep.
So it does. Here's my beef. By the way, I'm a performance guy. Okay. It's what I gravitate towards. It's what I love the most. Okay.
It's so enjoyable.
It's what I'm most interested in.
Yes.
Here's what I find, particularly in the pockets of professional and collegiate spaces, is there is this dick measuring contest that happens, and anytime you get around a group or a conference of that nature, it's all about the logo on your chest, and there's a lot of posturing. And at the end of the day, what I also find is that most people in those situations are overworked, underpaid, highly educated, right? Also have never worked with gen pops, or are missing this huge understanding of what most of the human population is like. So you have this superiority complex, right, over here, but it's paralleled by being very miserable, like unhappy,
Resentful.
very resentful about the fact that they've had to work so hard to scratch and claw just to get a little bit of something, school, internships, and then you're under fucking paid.
Yep.
And so you get this weird, and again, not everybody. Some of my closest friends, I mean, Zach is in, collegiate S&C. Zach's the fucking man. If you've ever hung out with Zach, it's like that. And I also do feel like what I'm referring to is kind of the old guard too.
Yep.
It feels like this new wave, this new generation of S&C, like there's a lot less, people are more willing to collaborate and open dialogue, and it's not as protective or secretive, and that resentment has sort of bled its way out.
Yeah.
But there is that. It exists. It does exist. It's undeniable.
Yeah. And I always try to be clear whenever I'm anywhere. I don't try to position myself as a performance expert, because of the fact that's like the one piece in fitness that I really haven't done a ton with.
Yeah.
I'm group fitness, I'm general population. Now within that, I have a small niche of trying to help general folks like myself feel more athletic. Mm-hmm. And I think there is a worthwhile definition of what it means to train athletically versus train like an athlete.
Oh my God, I love this. Let's hear it, dude.
So when you're training an athlete, you're specifically trying to build qualities that will help them on their field of sport.
Yes.
And in that way, it's like strength would help this guy, speed would help this guy, and it's very specific.
Yes.
You don't actually need to do much in the way of movement variation.
No, they're getting it almost certainly in their sport.
100%.
And if there's any limiting factors, we attack those. It's like a list of 3 things, perhaps.
Conversely, you and I are no longer playing sport.
Yeah.
Where do we get our movement variability? Where do we get our change of direction? Where do we have our weird rotation, our coordination? Mm-hmm. It's 100% devoid. So training athletically, to me, is the way that we define it at our company, is you give clients, you give people, humans, the opportunity to express athletic qualities in the gym.
Nice.
And so you create those opportunities. Hey, we're gonna do side shuffles. It could be that basic.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna do kettlebell or Olympic weightlifting. Like that's athletic, but we can take it further. And where it gets tough is invariably, if you go too far, then you're functional patterns.
Yeah.
Right. And you're like, oh, that's too far.
Yeah. Dang it.
And
how did I end up here? It's like you're in Naughty's basement with like a fucking band around your whole body. Yeah.
And look, you're going to go too far when you fuck around with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've gone too far.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's to make fun. Sometimes it's because I'm like, let's see how this feels. And then you go, too far.
Too far.
Stupid.
It's too far.
This was stupid.
Less oil on my feet. Less oil.
Yeah. Whoa. Bringing back trauma.
Yeah.
Great. Now I have to go back
I do need to wear
shoes.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that's what it is. And you know, like it's one of the cool things that I'll hear, whether it be with kettlebells or med balls is another one that you get a lot with, mace bells, because you're playing like a swordsman.
Yeah. I have a hard time with the mace flow crowd.
It's understandable. And I have to temper my instinctual testosterone male response of like, oh, it looks like you're frolicking with this thing. And then I go, okay, what could it actually be good for? So the big swings, the most basic stuff, the 10 to 2 and the full 360s is just a dynamic stretch into overhead position and pull back down. So it's actually pretty good. Tricep long head, lat, all the armpit muscles. To do it well, you know, you have to develop rhythm, timing, coordination. Probably not a bad thing.
Nope.
Is it good for hypertrophy?
No.
Not the point. You will have sore, long head triceps, lats, and even abs if you do this.
True.
And so throwing that into a conditioning. So in our athleticism definition for lower body, it's like locomotive driven. Moving yourself through space in a variety of ways. Jumps, runs, skips, footwork, whatever. For upper body, it's tool manipulation. Because that's what we can do as humans.
Yeah.
We can manipulate tools. And so a mace bell, a club bell, they're good for that. They're very limited for hypertrophy, probably even.
But that's not the function.
That's not the idea.
Yeah.
That's not the goal. And so if you have that lens, you hate it. If you have broader, like not blinders on, then you go, oh, actually, if I do this in my warm up before I do my pull-ups, it's just a dynamic pullover.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's the same thing. Like people like RDLs, but they hate swings. It's the same movement, just at a different speed.
Yeah.
You like pullovers, but you hate the mace bell. Same fucking thing at a different speed with a little more rhythm and coordination requirements. And just because you're uncoordinated, stiff, like doofus.
How much of that do you think that the unbridled hate is actually coming from? It's
huge
like,
amount.
There's this, it's like, oh, I can't do that, therefore this is dumb.
There's a lot. So I think it's a cool perspective I get because I've taught close to 500 workshops for fitness professionals, certs and workshops. Average over 20 people per. So that's like 10,000 fitness professionals that I've taught. I've also, like at our peak, in our 7 studios, we had 300 regular users per studio, and I was teaching 35 classes a week.
Jesus.
So there's a difference. When you have 10,000 clients that follow your program online, that's your program writer. That's not coaching.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to badmouth that, but there's a huge difference between
there is.
Seeing the individuals in person and coaching.
Yep. And working through problems. And
and getting the feedback, because you send feedback every month about the workouts to see how their body's feeling. You start to notice things like, hey, when my population of 2,000 regular users, average age 42, if I do more than this many bilateral squats in a workout, I get a lot of knees hurting. Oh, interesting. So don't do that many bilateral squats as a general population guideline.
Yep.
So athleticism, that's to me, that's training athletically, build athletic qualities that they never have the opportunity to develop otherwise. With the goal, ultimate goal is awesome to go play a sport or do activities. And you know what happens when they start feeling better? They gain confidence and competence in their movement. They want to go try other things.
Sure.
Because what do they say now? Oh, I can't do that. I'm going to get hurt.
Yep.
And they're probably right.
Yeah.
And so that's the condescending S&C, kind of like arrogant, naive person advice. Or they're just trying to sound cool and tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dick measuring.
The Coach 'em Up podcast has partnered with Eleiko.
Let's go.
Not only is Eleiko found in 85% of Power 5 schools, but they also offer at-home solutions from racks, flooring, rigs, barbells, bumper plates, your favorite accessories like straps and weightlifting belts, you name it, Eleiko's got you covered. Go to eleiko.com/coachemup and get access to the same equipment that they're using in the best facilities with the best athletes on the planet. Okay, so we've got hypertrophy, we've got kettlebell, kettle dorks, we've got performance boy, and then let's get another one in there. What do you think? What comes to the top of mind?
Like, what is, I guess, the sharding strength community?
Yeah.
By extension, the just lift heavy, do the basics community.
Yeah.
So the do the basics community, my experience with them, and to be clear, like you said it, all of these things work.
Yeah.
So everybody go do what you enjoy.
Yeah.
But we can also point out where you might have a hard time walking upstairs.
It's yeah, and it's when it becomes your entire identity, right?
Yeah, like, hey, that's great. You can do a triple body weight deadlift, but for some reason you can't do a body weight lunge.
Yeah.
Like, yes,
good?
You maybe do some things that involve a little bit of coordination. The barbell lifts are fantastic.
Yeah.
Other lifts are fantastic. They just provide different exposure to different lengths and make you a more well-rounded. Like, I just want the circle of technical term here, the circle of shit somebody can do to be bigger.
Yeah.
So what I've seen, and this I think is a unique perspective with fitness professionals just based on my opportunities, is that when somebody trains one way exclusively for a long time, they actually train away their ability to do other things.
For sure.
And I don't think that's good.
Yeah.
Unless you're paid for that thing.
Yeah. Unless yes.
Or you really love competing in that thing.
Yep.
Outside of that, you're taking away your movement options. Some people call it movement vocabulary, whatever. I like to make a analogy over to physical therapy, and I'm not a therapist, but like when people are in pain, one of the biggest problems with the pain, besides the actual pain, is you're limited in what you can do day to day. You can't bend over and put your shoes on. You can't take the trash out, whatever. And so the goal of therapy is to restore function, to restore their ability to do things. And that's why I don't have any problem with the word functional training.
Yeah.
Because to me, that just means the goal to restore the ability to do more things. And so when you are doing less, nobody gets better at more things by doing less things in the long term. And the reason I say in the long term is there's a lot of times where people were doing a bunch of shit, they focused and they got better at a certain amount of stuff.
Yeah.
But if they continue with that long term, then they stop being better at more things. You have to actually do more things to do more things. And like more movement opportunities, your motor skills, your ability to learn new things is actually a trainable attribute.
Yeah.
But you have to try to do new things.
Yes. Yeah. You know, you using that word functional, I'm just thinking about your career and when you started, you know, being 07, correct? Really is like when you started.
Like making money like 07.
Got it.
But I was training people in the gym since 2002.
Even better. So from 02 to today, right? 23 years of hands-on exposure, right? So much has changed and shifted in every different pocket and corner of things that fall under what I'll call universally the fitness umbrella. From hypertrophy style training, which was just called bodybuilding, powerlifting, performance, the rise and fall of these things and all the sort of ancillary other movement ideas, philosophy, and modalities that have sort of filled in the cracks and pervade and run through. And in all your time of and coaching through all of this, what are some of the common threads or philosophies or ideas that are like, these are the things that work for most people all the time? And then are there any things that you look at from a philosophical lens or a practical lens where when you see it, you see bullshit, you see red flag?
The number one thing that's red flag for me is this is the only way.
Right.
Or even other ways that aren't this are bad. You can absolutely argue that your way is the best way without discounting other options outright. And I get that. That's part of posturing and marketing and like trying to stand out in a crowded space. So I understand why it's there. I used to do that with our group fitness marketing. You know, we would position what we did versus Orange Theory and F45 and Barry's by pointing out where they fell short.
Yep.
And that marketing got better when we more focused on what we did well and less about what they did wrong.
Yeah.
Because people like those things. And so when you start attacking it, you kind of attack them.
Yes.
And now you just sound like a dickhead.
Yep.
So rather than being the condescending dickhead, be more of like, oh, that's awesome. When we do that actually, plus this other stuff.
Yes. Oh, that's great. Here's what we do really well.
Yeah. In addition, you will love what we do.
Yes.
So that's probably my only real thing that's like, hey, that's a real red flag. I'm sure there's others, but that's the main one. The through lines are, you gotta try hard. You gotta lift. You gotta get stronger, and even get stronger just needs a better definition according to what audience you're talking to. So get stronger, just like lift heavier things for a certain number of reps. Doesn't mean 1 rep, doesn't mean 5 reps, doesn't mean 12 reps. Because most people over 40 that have no background in fitness, S&C, give 0 fucks about their big lifts. They're actually scared of them.
Yeah.
And I saw pushback to Boyle. We said his name once. Like, I saw pushback to him saying that they don't do barbell lifts, and then people call it gatekeeping. And I'm like, no, that's just intelligent, like communicating to the potential client. Because if you say, hey, we use these other tools, they're like, I can do that. I'm comfortable with that.
Right.
And then if you have the opportunity to like teach them that the barbell's good later on, great. That's even better. But you don't have to make everybody do whatever the
I think what if his marketing and his messaging was everybody back squats?
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't go over very well.
A lot of people are like, not me. I don't do that.
Yeah. Maybe for you, motherfucker. Right. Yeah.
No, I did that and I got hurt. So
exactly.
I don't do it.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, it's lift hard and full range of motion and varied movement. That doesn't mean random. Like that's a big distinction. I think a lot of people get fucked up is they hear varied and they think it's random.
Got it.
And I go,
that does make sense.
All right. Well, if I'm just changing my workout every 3 to 6 weeks or even 12 weeks, depending on the client I'm working with, is that program hopping? Actually, that's a funny one. Program hopping. Okay.
Yeah.
So people, because I argue that yes, you should be on a steady program for a period of time that has a common structure so that you can actually find the results you're looking for.
Right.
That's basic. But when people are program hopping from coach to coach every 4 weeks and the programs actually look pretty similar, I don't know how different that is than just getting like another one, because there's so much copy and pasting out there at this point.
So much. Yeah.
And I feel like when we're talking about it within the industry, like we're almost talking to other coaches. You know what the other coaches are doing? They want to see what Tim does. They want to see what Boyle does. They want to see what Judd does, et cetera. And they're just learning from all these people. They're not actually training for anything. It would be cool if they had something to train for.
It would be pretty awesome if finally they had something to train for. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Amazing.
By the way, I would love to have you at Apex. I know you're not going to be able to make it, but
this one, I mean, I'm not writing off the idea of trying to do it. I did recently irritate my meniscus.
Yeah, it's tough.
And that specifically with doing banded trap bar deadlift.
Really?
Weird one, right? And like we'll nerd out on my meniscus thing real quick.
Okay.
The thing that pisses off my meniscus, because as we know, people can have the same type of injury and it responds completely different from person to person. But one of the things I learned is that if I do hamstringy stuff, other than seated curl and RDLs and swings, it seems to really piss it off because one of the ham bones kind of inserts on the posterior medial. And so it seems like it tugs on the rib and just maybe makes it worse. And when I figured this out in January of 24, I stopped doing my back extension machine. It got better. I stopped doing prone curls. I stopped doing leg curls on a slider, TRX curls.
Yeah.
And for 18 months, I had no issue.
Wow.
And I don't barbell or trap bar deadlift really, mostly because I have an inguinal hernia and the pressurizing and that bilateral stance.
I had to have that surgery.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get it for like 8 years.
Yeah. You get
day.
really kicking that can down the road, aren't you?
I'm just waiting for it to be emergency surgery.
Got it. Yes, of course. Naturally. Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, we have to have surgery right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might die?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We'll do it.
Yeah. Patch it up.
Every time I get to September, I'm like, I should just wait till January. So
Yeah. Just get through the holidays.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to waste my deductible.
Right.
And with all this goddamn traveling to teach, I'm like, well, I can't do it then. I got to go teach.
100%.
But yeah, I was doing heavy banded deadlift, and I'd done 2 weeks of training the AMRAP in a minute.
Okay.
And I was like, let's go a little heavier this week. I'll throw the band on so I don't have to pressurize at the bottom, but I get more overload at the top. But the way it was underneath my toes meant that it just changed the loading profile ever so slightly. And unfortunately, it just pissed it off. Yeah. And if it acts like it has for the last 10 years that it's been there, it will be 4 to 12 weeks of stiffness and discomfort that I just have to manage. That being said, on Friday, like I PR'd my kettlebell snatch.
Whoa.
And so you can
Congratulations.
You can still go hard. Took 2 of the 97-pound bells and snatched them overhead.
Holy fuck, that's very impressive.
It's way harder than a barbell at the same weight.
It's so much harder.
Yeah. I might just tell myself that, but
no, it is, dude.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
So that, I said that though, just for not just the humble brag, but the fact that with the injury, and this is a big thing for us with pain-free performance, like we get a little pushback on the name, like you can't ever be pain-free. And so when we get there, we go, no, but you can try to not make it worse, and you can not be a dumbass in training. And as long as you're training hard and you're not making a pre-existing thing worse, that's a fucking win.
Yep.
And so people get actually almost confused when they leave our cert. I had one of the coolest things I ever heard. They go, I feel like you gave us permission to train hard.
Wow.
I'm like, awesome.
That is so awesome.
What
a great thing. What wonderful feedback.
Yeah. Because they get there like, we're going to do a corrective cert. And we were telling them, please stop doing as many correctives.
Yeah.
Like do enough to feel better to train really hard. Because that's the show. The other is just like whispering and tickles.
Yes.
And it's not a big enough signal to actually make the body change. We got to send a big signal.
Totally. Yeah. The corrective, man, you remember when the corrective flood happened? Like that was like everything was corrective.
That was the show.
Everything was an assessment, and then there were correctives, and then you were then afforded the opportunity to be allowed to train.
Red light.
Yep.
You can't do this straight leg raise. You're not allowed to deadlift.
Right.
Okay. Sorry.
What a wild industry we've chosen to be a part of. It's been fascinating. I often think too, I'm like, in 5 years, where are we going to be? Because I mean, how long have I been doing this now? I've been actively coaching as a vocation for 9 years, right? Mm-hmm. So much has changed. So much has. And 9 years, it's like, on one hand, it's like, it's a decent amount of time. On the other hand, it's not a long time.
Right.
Not a long time. But yet the ebbs and flows and the pendulum swings and the different things that have come and gone, there have been so many, but when you're in them, they feel so potent and sort of saturated and real. It feels so real.
Yeah. Where do you think 5 years from now?
I mean, my hypothesis is that the natural evolution for general fitness is going to be, because we've run out of things, right? And I kind of look at it almost like we there's like water, and it's almost like it's like in a bowl, and there's different pockets of this bowl, and the water sort of seems to drift and move, and it runs up and it fills one part of it, and then it sort of recedes and it moves back over here, and so it's just like this amoebus sort of thing. And after a while of exploration, and my theory is this: you look at CrossFit, big shout out CrossFit, made training hard popular,
made lifting weights the most popular it's ever been.
Ever. So cool. By the way, like I used to hate on CrossFit just blindly. Those motherfuckers are so fit and jacked. I would do just about, I would push our theoretical Gen Pop client we were talking about earlier at the airport down the escalator at the airport to look like one of those people. Okay. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? They're so fit. Okay. Go ahead.
My wife and I get a lot. You guys CrossFit? And the knee-jerk reaction is to be like, fuck you.
Yeah. No.
And I realize, oh, that's a huge fucking compliment. Because have you seen those folks?
They look amazing.
Insane.
Freaks.
Yeah.
So CrossFit, and then moving into other fitness competitions, where we're at now with High Rocks, and then sort of paralleling the growth of that has been the hybrid athlete. And I do hope and believe that with what I'm building with Apex is I'm sort of hedging my bet here, because I've felt for a long time that with the combination of all the data we have, all the wearables we have, and this sort of resurgence of competition and people really enjoying having something to objectively get better at for their fitness goals, because fitness in and of itself, for most people, we talked about this earlier,
is the goal.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
And even for those people who it's like the goal is just to be fit or to look better or whatever, like it can become kind of boring if you don't have something to train for.
Yeah.
That's why High Rocks has done so well. Low barrier to entry, easy to train for,
yeah,
community driven, right? So I hope, and I would love to see the fitness goals at large become more about not just enduring an event and who can endure it better than the next person, which by the way, great, but how far can you jump?
Right.
How high can you jump? Can you run? Can you sprint? You know? And then the measuring, the litmus test being not just like against your peers, which of course is fun, but like the challenge of yourself. It's like, can I improve these qualities? And the answer of course is yes.
Yeah.
For many and most people.
Yeah.
So
I was shouting you out there. I got to do it on the actual microphone. I think it's like that competition it's not that it's filling a void. It's creating a new competition that just never really existed.
Yeah.
And what I was going to say with like what comes next is, well, we've always had competitions that people train for. Before High Rocks, it was CrossFit.
Sure.
More than that, it was obstacle course racing.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Spartan,
Tough Mudder,
or other ones.
Sure.
That was big for 8 to 10 years.
It was big.
Do they even exist anymore? Or did everybody fuck up their shoulders so bad on those stupid bar swings that they can't do it anymore because they're sued into oblivion?
Yeah.
And before that, it was triathlons, 5Ks.
Yes, it was. Yep, you're right.
Those still exist, but it's like a little bit less.
Yep.
I think it was better when Forrest Gump was running.
Yeah, agreed.
And so my point being, there's always going to be some sort of competition because inherently we need to train for something.
Yes.
And it's really cool to see that you put this together. And I think it does have pretty awesome growth potential.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
And if anyone hasn't already plugged their numbers in, go get your Apex.
Get your Apex score, folks. Go crunch it.
Very cool.
Go to the Apex Instagram bio and you can find out what your predicted Apex score is. Cliff, I can't believe we've already gotten to an hour and 15 minutes. We got to do some segments or else we'll never get out of here. Dude, first segment. This segment's wide open. So this is brought to you by nothing, by no one. This is 3 things. So what are 3 things that you've learned that have made you a better coach from the time you started till today? Some wisdom that you can impart on someone just starting their training, coaching journey.
While it feels that many clients can't chew gum and walk, clients are way more capable and resilient than most of the industry treats them. A lot of the industry treats everybody like they're absolutely going to be made of glass or break.
Totally.
Or they can't handle anything. No one wants to be treated like a loser.
Right.
And so instead of that, like
even losers.
Yeah. that was my biggest beef with like the screens and assessments. It almost feel like if you walked in, be like, I can't believe you made it in here alive, you pathetic human scum.
Wow. Now that we've completed this assessment,
Yeah.
how is it that you've made it here?
Yeah. Wow. Good thing you found me. You had at most a couple days left.
Yeah.
So people are more capable, and you may have to help them understand that.
Mm-hmm.
You may have to, because they've been led to believe, partly because of us treating them, that they're not capable, that they're way more capable. Number two, with that being said, on a client's first session, you need to really make sure you understand what they've been doing in the last 4 weeks, because they will lie to your face about how active they've been, and you will accidentally make them throw up in the fucking warm-up.
It's happened to me more than once. I'm like, hey, have you eaten? You know, that's my favorite. It's like, when's the last, I always ask now, of course, have you eaten today?
Yeah.
When's the last time you ate? You know? But every now and then you'll get a lie, you know, but yeah, many times early in my career where I don't ask, I just assume that this person understands that we're going to do. And they've also told me the past 3 weeks, they've been training pretty hard.
Yep.
Yeah. About 3-4 times a week.
Lies.
Yeah. Not true.
Liars. They would
Second
walk
set of Bulgarian split squats. I think I'm going to pass out. Okay. And I don't even bat an eye. I say, great. Let's go ahead and have you lay down. I'm going to put your feet up on this bench. Do you like orange juice or Sprite better?
Yep. We stock juice. In our group classes, we stock juice because people just kept lying. You haven't eaten? Drink this beforehand.
Yeah. Drink this. Talk to me in 10
Good for
minutes.
fat loss, I think. Fat burns in the carbohydrate flame. I don't know.
Yeah. You're going to be, it's great.
Yeah. Number three. Man, I don't know. Go to the next one.
Okay.
I went brain dead.
That's fine.
I need some orange juice.
I got a bag of chips, half a bag of chips.
That might be good.
Okay, this is called Rant and Rave. This is brought to you by Train Heroic. Click the link in the show notes and join me and many others on Train Heroic. You can facilitate your own training programs. You can also find excellent coaches and use a fantastic platform to find a good training program for yourself. I'll shamelessly plug myself and Zach. Check us out. Rant and Rave. So looking at the fitness community culture at large, give us a rant, something that you're seeing that you're like, you know what? I'd like to see less of that. And then on the other end, a rave, a trend, an idea, a resurgence of some, or a surgence of something that you're seeing that you're like, you know what? I love this and I hope I get to see more of it.
My rant is that, hey, newer trainers, watching TikTok and Instagram is not fitness education. As much as I love your 1 minute snippets here, people will watch and be like, yep, now I know how to do hypertrophy.
Yeah. Yep.
So it is because we run a lot of ads for our education events across the country, and with a very clear increase of people going, I learn my kettlebell, I learn my training, I learn whatever on Instagram or on TikTok. And they say it seriously.
Not kidding.
Yep. And then occasionally, you'll have somebody be like, hey, I learned it all on YouTube and podcasts. Now, comically, you probably get quite a bit out of YouTube and podcasts because they're hours and hours. Yeah. So it's actually pretty good. But it still does not necessarily, in my opinion, especially if you're actually working with people, ever really replace actually working with people in a real world experience.
Never. Right.
So that's my rant, is that the education space, and obviously I'm biased because I sell education, but the education space is hurting relative to where it used to be. And part of the big reason, I think, Instagram, TikTok, but also the biggest employers of fitness professionals are big box gyms.
Yeah.
Right? So Gold's, 24.
Lifetime.
A lot of them used to incentivize trainers to make more money if they had more education.
Yes.
A lot of that is gone now.
Wow.
And so
interesting.
The people that are in charge don't make it
a priority, accessible.
So why is it going to be a priority there?
Sure.
And the third thing that happened is in 2020, how much of the industry stopped working? Almost all of it for a period of time.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people ended up getting new careers.
Yep.
So we lost a lot of the old guard.
You're right. A lot of the educated, experience-based.
That set the culture of go get more education.
Yeah, you're right.
And so the new guard came in.
I never even considered that.
And there's no mentors to tell them, hey, you probably want to keep learning to get better. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
And so you end up with a bunch of uneducated folks training people, and they think they are masters because they watch somebody strap their arm to do a tricep extension.
Zach and I've talked about this many times. There's nothing more dangerous than the 25-year-old version of yourself who's convinced you've got it all figured out, training people.
Yeah, big time. Big time. My rave?
Yes.
I like the onset of the new clubs that are like a more structured CrossFit. Mm-hmm. So the Yard, like that.
Yard's pretty cool. They reached out to me about Apex too. Shout out the Yard. I'm going to get back to you. I promise. I've been fighting for my life.
Yeah, there's one here. I'm drawing a goddamn blank in my head, but I just read a thing like more than a third of CrossFit affiliates have dropped their affiliation to become a different name, whatever it is. Like instead of Bob's CrossFit, it's just Bob's Fitness. Mm-hmm. And what has seemed to happen is they've gone away from the competitive randomness and taken more of a structured approach. So they keep all the benefits of big lifts, multiple tools, multiple things, and it's just a little more structured.
Yeah.
So I think that's a cool trend. And you can even see this play out in the big box gyms where there's more open space, there's more racks, there's more squat rigs.
Yep.
And there's way more specifically women lifting weights.
Totally.
You
love to see it.
It's great. Comedy yesterday at the event, we had non-fitness professionals that take the kettlebell cert, about 20% of them, because they just like playing with kettlebells.
Yeah.
And she's like, can you explain this to me though? Because in the last 3 years, why does every girl in the gym have a big ass now?
Because of my girlfriend. Shout out Kelly Matthews. I'm like, Kelly, all the Kelly Matthewses.
Dude, they're following Kelly. They're Brett Contreras. They're following Brett.
Yeah.
I guess Instagram
being
was for good.
strong is empowering. It is a look. It is.
How excited would Sir Mix-a-Lot be?
He honestly,
right now,
man.
Is he alive?
I think he's still alive, but I think it's safe to say he's past his prime.
Yeah.
But he would have had he been born just 20 years later.
God,
he would be
that poor bastard.
That guy would have been drowning in it.
He would have been just panicking.
He would not have been
hottie overload.
Yeah, it's never been a greater time to be a fitness person.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and you love to see it. It's something that I have been grateful to watch, particularly being able to have the perspective of, being Kelly's partner, to have her have an impact there, but to also get an understanding about why it's important and how cool it is and how special it is to watch this wave of women find the gym and it be a place where they feel safe and be strong. And it's very fucking cool.
Yeah, it's definitely cool.
I love this question. This is brought to you by David Gray Rehab, particularly the foot, ankle, and Achilles program. Did you know that if you use code TIM at checkout, using the link here or going to his Instagram page, that not only you'll get 15% off, but lifetime access? That's a great deal. Use code TIM, foot, ankle, and Achilles program. Cliff, if you weren't a coach, what would you be and why?
Oh, man. I guess a manager at Trader Joe's. I think I would be manager of something.
Yeah.
I like working with other people and kind of like not telling people what to do.
Yeah.
But like
you do good in leadership positions.
Organizing leadership of some type.
Yeah. I can see that.
Captain of my basketball team and volleyball team. And
listen,
look, I haven't even given my biggest piece of credibility.
Let's hear it.
Year 2000, athlete of the year.
Really?
Yeah, no big deal.
That's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, well,
Do you have that over your in your bedroom over the bed?
it's on the shelves next to the fireplace. I just found it. I was like, oh, this is going up.
This is going up, babe.
Yeah.
Babe, come look what I found. Yeah.
Are you turned on?
Yeah.
I was 17, so if you are, it's a little weird.
Little suspect. Get it together, Amy. You know. That's awesome. Okay, next segment. This is overrated versus underrated. So, what are some ideas, philosophies, concepts, observations, and one specifically that you've made that is overrated within the context of the fitness space at large? And it can be any pocket you want. And what's underrated?
Okay. Underrated for me is dynamic variable movement. So that could be med balls, that could be sandbags, that could be kettlebells, that could be anything that has you working on how you navigate your body weight distribution through your points of contact into the floor with changing movement. So cable stuff.
Yeah.
So leveraging your body through your feet, right? Like you just think about on football, you have to be able to leverage and push. When you're playing basketball, you have to get low and anchor. So I guess that another way to put this would be non-vertical loading while on your feet.
Okay.
Because that's where you have to express strength and power in actual athleticism or activity or movement. So vertical loading is the easiest, most simple way to get additional load on the body. But like, hey, think about a reverse lunge, bar on your back versus even a landmine on your shoulder. It's challenging you up and forward. It changes the recruitment patterns. Some people will be like, that's trying to be too sport specific. And I'm like, no, that's just the law of specificity.
Yeah.
Like you do have actual dynamic correspondence with angles and directions. So I think underrated is getting some different lines of force on people so they learn how to navigate through their feet.
Okay.
Kind of nerdy, but I like that.
No, I like that.
Overrated. The thing now with the younger bros that want to only do 5 to 7 reps on everything, because then they just fatigue out really fucking fast if they have to do 12. And I think that there's probably other benefits there that go further into whether it be like systemic cardiorespiratory stuff because they're not doing cardio, joint health. Getting some higher rep stuff is probably good for joint health. Going full send on everything from 5 to 7, even if it's in a highly controlled environment like a pec machine, can still be really strenuous. So it's good.
Yes.
However, some higher rep stuff is good.
And last segment here is unsolicited, solicited advice. This is brought to you by Eleiko. Use code CoachEmUp10 for 10% off and use the link below and get 10% off anything Eleiko will let you purchase through that link, which is pretty crazy. Cliff, you're hopping on a plane later today. As you're sitting at your gate, a random sits down next to you. Now, for whatever reason, you feel compelled, driven, you have to share a piece of unsolicited advice to this person. It's not being asked for, but you're going to give it. It can be about anything. What would that one piece of advice be?
Lifting weights 2 times a week is not enough.
Oh, wow. I like this.
So often the advice out there is, or people's thought is, I'm going to work out twice a week. It's not enough. It's not enough to undo all the years of the shit you've been doing. It's not enough to undo just call it what it is, pathetic physical state that your body is in.
Yeah.
And so many people think that it's going to be enough. And it's our fault. We sell 2-time-a-week memberships and et cetera. It's just not enough. You got to get in there 3 times a week. 3 times a week, I think you can make big difference. 2 times a week, 100%. If you're at 0, it's fine to start there.
Yes.
Like I don't want to put up these walls. I don't want to gatekeep.
Right.
Telling people like, you got to fucking cold plunge and this and you got to hit 6 hours of cardio a week. No, you don't. But you got to be active at least 3 fucking days a week and you got to try hard and it's got to be hard and uncomfortable.
I love it. That sounds like really good advice. Cliff, where can people find you?
At Clifton Harski on Instagram. It's like my only social that I do anything on. Painfreetraining.com is our education page where we've got multiple certifications in person and some online stuff. In fact, here's the plug. Our 8-week Kettlebell online, that's live Zoom calls, is the best way to learn it because you don't get obliterated in 2 days.
Nice.
So it's dripped over 8 weeks, like school.
Yes.
And so it's easier to learn. But yeah, those two spots, painfreetraining.com and at Clifton Harski on Instagram.
Nice. Cliff, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
I've had an absolute blast. And this will probably be, I've got a stockpile episode, so this probably won't be out for another 5 to 6 weeks, but I'm glad we got to finally meet in person. This was an absolute blast. Everyone who has made it this far, thank you for listening and watching throughout the entirety of the episode. Remember, if you're not subscribed, please do so, and we'll see you next time. Peace.